Cheers, everybody. Welcome to another album in the series of albums I love. Welcome to another video. Now, before I start, I'll say at the beginning of every music video I do, this isn't a music channel. This is a beer channel. My name is JB. That is what this channel is predominantly about, beer. I love beer. Who doesn't love beer? Who doesn't? Anyway, but what I do love also is music. And, we have all got opinions about music. No one is right or wrong when it comes to music. It's all what resonates to you in there. Okay? And so we got a band here now which it's about time I featured on this channel. I have reviewed the beer, the Metallica beer. It's there, and it was very, very good. It was too. We're talking about now. This is a controversial opinion, I know, because everybody will think it should be another album. I get it. We're talking about my favourite Metallica album. Now, my favourite Metallica album is this one, and Justice for All. Now, controversial, I know, because I know people who don't like this album. I know a fair few people who don't like this album. But for me, this album is my favourite Metallica album. It's the most played Metallica album in my house. Okay, I've got all the stuff. I've got all Metallica stuff. I play this more than Master of Puppets. Okay, I play this more than Kill 'Em All. I play this more than Ride the Lightning. Okay, I don't listen to the Black Album. I don't listen to Load. I don't listen to Reload. I don't listen to the Lou Reed. I don't listen to the Saint Anger. I sometimes listen to Death Magnetic. I sometimes listen to Hardwired. Sometimes listen to 72 Seasons. But for me, the most played Metallica album is that one. Metallica and Justice for All. Reason being, it's the first one I bought from them. And I bought this, not this particular copy, but I bought this album first week it was released, back in the 80s. And at the time, I was looking for a new style of music to get into. I did have Among the Living from Anthrax. I did have some Slayer. Not much. I was just getting into that style of music. This came along, and you could see, when you listen to it, you can see that this band, I had a feeling this band was going to get massive. You just get a feeling when you listen to a band for the very first time. You see the video for one on the TV, and you start to realise that this band is going to get big. And rightly so. Rightly so. Yes, there's no bass in the mix. Let's get to the point of the bass question. And yeah, there's hardly any bass on this record. It's been completely muted. And was that down to a reaction to Cliff Burton's passing away on Master of Puppets tour? Most probably. Were they stealing, grieving for Cliff? Most probably. Did they have issues in accepting Jason Newsted in the band? Most probably. I don't think they were mature enough to kind of like deal with all of that. And of course, the bass was omitted. But for me, when I listen to it, I think it works in different ways. Yeah, there's hardly any bass on it, but you can really hear the playing as well. You can really hear the playing, and to a degree, the musicianship more without that bass in there. That's my opinion. So I'll give you the track listing. I think you already know what the track listing is, but we'll go through the track listing. There's the back side. There was a very worn out CD, to be honest. It's a worn out CD. The first track is Blackened, one of my favourite Metallica tracks of all time, and Justice for All, which some people think is a little bit long winded. I can get it. It can, it's 9 minutes 44. Yeah, I get it. It's to the average, well, to some listeners, they might think it's a bit long winded and stuff. But for me, yeah, it's a great big bulk of metal to get your teeth into. Eye of the Beholder, it's the dud. It's the dud in the album for me. Eye of the Beholder. For me, I don't know why they put that on there, to be honest. Eye of the Beholder. I don't even think the band like it. Eye of the Beholder to And Justice for All is what Escape was to Ride the Lightning. Should really be on it. Yeah, it's got a catchy enough riff to it, catchy enough chorus to it, but in the context of the material, the rest of the material on the album, yeah. One of the greatest metal songs of all time, in my opinion. For me, it's definitely one of the greatest Metallica songs as well. What can you say about one? Watch the video. I remember when that came on Top of the Pops. They didn't play it all on Top of the Pops. They played the segment they played on Top of the Pops when I first saw it was just the guitaring and the solo in that second half of that song, and kind of like that was it. So why didn't you bother putting that on? You know what I mean? Shortest Straw, the cracking tune. Harvester of Sorrow, another big favourite of mine. I do like that. I remember you get the skateboards that mate of mine at school. He was going on about, you get the Metallica Harvester of Sorrow skateboards and everything, because he used to get skateboards of Anthrax did a skateboard and Metallica did a skateboard and everything. Everything seemed us. It seemed at that point in time it was kind of like, our music, it was it was us. It was teen. It was your music of the time, really, when you were growing up. Frayed Ends of Sanity, To Live Is to Die, and Dyer's Eve, which is most probably up to the later stuff, their last great recorded song for about, in my opinion. I'm not a fan. I keep saying I'm not a fan of the Black Album. I'm just not. It lost it when Q Prime management came in and really were controlling them. I mean, for me, Metallica was all about music at a street level. Thrash metal was. It was for spotted oiks like me with greasy long hair, with ripped jeans, and didn't fit in with anybody. We never fitted in at school. We never fitted in. Girls used to take the piss out of us because we were ugly, and we never fitted in. We had our own thing. Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, Megadeth. That was our own thing. And no one really understood it. The 80s was all about what scene you belong to, even if it was the punks in the late 70s, early 80s, it was all about scenes. It was, the music, if you're into The Mission, you were goth, or if you're into thrash, of course, if you were into glam, whatever. It was different scenes. And of course, as you grow up, I started to realise, well, that was a bit silly, because good music is good music. It doesn't matter what you listen to. You can listen to bloody, I don't know, Bruce Springsteen and Metallica so much, you know what I mean? It's music is music. It doesn't matter now, but back then it did. Believe you me, it did. Yeah. So coming back to this album, that's why it's part of my music DNA. It's when you Iron Maiden, Metallica, the posters were up in my bedroom. It is what it is, and to this day, I play this album. I play this album now once every other week, still, because there's a magic about this album. Something about this album which you don't really get much these days. And for me, yeah, that is why I love this album. That is why it's my favourite Metallica album. You know, I could do a load of ranking videos. I mean, I've done some ranking videos, and I thought maybe that's not the way to do it. Maybe I'll just pick an album out of my collection and tell you exactly what I think of it. So there you go, Metallica and Justice for All. My favourite Metallica album. Drop it in the comments. Tell me what your favourite Metallica album is. There you go. See you on my next one. Bib bib.